Hello and welcome again to Casual Magic. I used to be on time, then I got my new job last year, and my life's been absolutely crazy. So here's my 2018 Japan Finds video in 2019. That being said, there are some times that I can see the future. Say, for example, Teferi's Puzzle Box here, which, as of the making of this video, is currently $19.16. So, I just want to show you some of the things I found. I'm not going to go through and scan every single card, but there are ones like this that I found in Japan. Again, I'm thinking, this is a good card, that's a very good price, I'm going to get it, and then just over time they've gotten better. So let's say we've got Exhume, which is basically a couple dollar card. Any of these dual lands from Shadows over Innistrad, these are basically $1, so those are always good to trade. Foreboding Runes, same thing. Primal Beyond. Now this one, I can specifically make mention of this because it's 2019. Now that there is going to be a new set coming out in the near future, which is probably going to be more or less, it's fairy tale based, but since that is probably going to have some elemental creatures in it, along with Core Set 2020, this thing has just gone crazy. So here's $12.99. And yeah, I guess this thing's been spiking for a while. That's crazy. So $12 card because of elementals. And this, when it comes into play, put an elemental card, or reveal an elemental card. If you don't, it comes into play tapped, and then you can spend one of any color, or tap it to make one of any color for elementals. Just thinking, oh, someday when elementals are important, that's going to be a good card. That's kind of stuff that you got to buy. Spirit Mantle, couple dollar card, always there. Death Mist Raptor, almost always get it. This one, I'm trying to remember, it's not Ostracize, which is Conspiracy, that's it. There you go. So this one is the time-shifted one. I don't need the web page, please. So time-shifted version, $9.51. And here, 89 yen, so about 89 cents. So about 59 cents. There's just excellent, excellent value to be had. It's a couple, let's see, another one of the portal cards. This one, I'm trying to remember. It's been so long, I've forgotten so many of these cards. Natural Balance, $2.50 card. Metallurgic Summonings, again, the main reason for this is just, it's a Kaladesh Mythic, and it's that cheap, so why not? Someday it'll probably go up. I think it's at most $1 now, but you never know. I love these Fifth Dawn Bringer cards that you can pay the multiple cost rather than paying the 7 and whatever. It's just fun. Shivan Reef, just because I wanted another one. Cataclysmic Gearhulk. Okay. This one, I'm just going to set those down for a second. This one, little story to it. So, this is one of the Portal 3 Kingdoms cards. As you can see, it's 180 yen. So about $1.80. So, in the past, typically when I've gone to Japan, from time to time, I can find these Portal 3 Kingdom cards because they exist, and or there's people from Asia bringing them over from other Asian markets and selling them in these stores. Me being in the US, where this set pretty much never existed, at least as far as original publishing, these to me are super rare. So usually whenever I see these, I will buy them. This one is one of the more crazy ones because, oh, here's Relentless Assault. How much is this? $95.48. And it's just been stuck like that for a while. Now, you can see it's $1 card. There's plenty of other printings where it's basically $1. But the Portal 3 Kingdoms one, for whatever reason, had a massive price spike last year and went up over $100 and then came back down. I got lucky. What can I say? Other Portal 3 Kingdom ones, very similar. Oh yeah, Zodiac ones. If you find Zodiac ones, just buy it. There's always going to be someone interested in a Zodiac, even if they're not a Magic player. This is one that is similar to that Relentless Assault one, where just out of the blue, it had some crazy surge. Oh yeah, here, look. It's $548.41. Not really. I think there's someplace online that you could buy this thing for $30. But still, basically spending $5 and having a $30 card, you know, fakey price spike here says $548, but it's not something you can find anywhere. So again, if you see Portal 3 Kingdom cards in any sort of bulk bins or with reasonable prices, get them. Just get them. Trench Gnomes. I wanted to get this one just because I think I already have 3 and I wanted to play set, so I just wanted it. Target Plains produces 1 colorless instead of 1 white until end of game. That's fun. You have someone playing a mono white deck, or especially in a commander game when they've only got 1, you know, white mana producing land out kind of early on. And you're just like, oh yeah, hey, now congratulations, enjoy your wastes. So that's a fun one. Rexiel, because it's Rexiel. Fate Spinner is a fun one. Possessed Portal. This one, I don't think this thing's gone up. Again, I apologize just because it's been so long. Nope, 505. So, yeah, going up 10 times, because why not? The full art cards, if I can find these in bulk bins, I buy them. If I find them cheap, maybe like for $1, I buy them. I just love the art on these cards. And I know I'm probably never going to be able to afford, you know, any of the super, super expensive ones, but as far as any bulk bin ones like this, yeah, absolutely, I'm going to get them. Yeah, Russian Locust God. Make a statement. Yeah, $13. You can get it for 3. And it's in Russian, so it's more intimidating, so why not? Okay, these are fun because these are basically promo cards. This one I don't think is necessarily that expensive from what I can remember. Which, Sewers of Estar, 86 cents. So that is exactly what I paid for it. Now, the Nullithni Dragon. This one has somewhat of a story to go with it. So this is one that was released ages ago at Dragon Con, and it was some Dragon Con exclusive. That was the only way you could get it. And then at some point later on, they said, oh, we're going to change it. We're going to make a reprint of this thing, and we're going to include it as a media insert, which it basically ended up being in some sort of magazine. As far as I can tell, these are basically indistinguishable. And I don't know if these are from Dragon Con. I kind of doubt it based on their condition. I'm guessing that they came from a magazine. But still, it's a very, very unique card, and probably one of the more rare cards in Magic just because of its exceptionally limited print run. So it's cool to have, and I've got one probably as a gift someday, so that's fun. So now let's get to some of the bulk cards, because who doesn't love bulk cards? All these things, more or less, depending on the store I'd go to, vary anywhere from 10 to 30 yen per card, so basically 10 to 30 cents, more or less. Right out of the gate, get these. Helm of the Host. It's basically because there's no... There, 471. There's not really that much of a demand for Commander EDH in Japan like there is in the US, so you can find these. And you'll eventually see it in my other video for the US, or not for the US, but for 2019, that when I was in Japan, I went to a store, found some of these that were listed in a folder, and I said, how many of these do you have? And they're like, how many do you need? And I'm like, how many do you have? And then the other employees started laughing, and I just bought them out. So, yeah, if you can find these in bulk bins, get them. This one, it's basically the exact same way, where it's worth way more. Mirage Mirror, $3.50, so about 10 times what I paid for it. So, oh, gee whiz, look at all those. Foil lands, yep, why not? Get them every time, especially if they're bloody islands. Then moving on, Russian foil, make a statement. Get Russian foils. you find Russian foils, you gotta get them. This one I got just basically because it's signed, so that's cool. I always like finding signed cards in bulk bins. Dominaria Mythic, so you got to get that. Ixalan Mythic, another signed card here. This one I don't get because I'm thinking that someone just used this as a proxy for something else, and it's really too bad because that's actually a decent card. I'm trying to remember which one. Peak. So it's a used card. I mean, they use it in EDH, and it's a good support card. Not necessarily break the bank, but it's yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Okay, angels, birds. Got some tokens. I think those came out of one of the pack of bulk cards I got. This one is a Eldritch Moon Dragon, Mirrorwing Dragon, $4. Again, decent. Deathmist Raptor, always. Oh man, I am all sorts of. Let's see, Mind Crank. There we go. You can always go with Mind Crank. More foil lands. Light of Day, rats. Got to get that Utopia tree. Get some of those. Cultivate. If Cultivate's bulk, get it. Someone will want it, or just give it away as a gift. That's totally fine. Russian foil. Russian foils. Gotta get those Russian foils. They're in a bulk bin. I'm getting them. Aetherflux Reservoir, which is a very, very fun EDH card. Which if I go back here, what is this now? $7.09, and I've got what, 1, 2, 3 of them for 19 yen. Sure. Paladin, other EDH cards. This one was a promo. I don't think it's necessarily worth a lot, but I just like the artwork. I thought, oh, that's different. It's a promo thing. Shrine of Burning Rage. This is the WPN version of it, so $5 to $7 depending on where it sells. But yeah, why not? Polyraptor. Oh, gee whiz. Thanks to, I forget which one, Marauding Raptor. This thing has now gone up in value. You know where I got this thing in a bulk bin? Tokyo MTG. Thanks, Sawadi Tadi-san. I liked last year's bulk bins better than this year's bulk bins. Go back to the 2018 bulk bins. They're awesome. Also, I found 2 of these. Whoosh. Thanks, bulk bin. Fine. Versus Bulba. Grand Calculatron, just because it's funny. It's just funny. More Spirit Mantles. Slither Moose. I think this was out of a bulk thing that I picked out. Foil Mind Crank. And some other foils. Foil Gutter Snipe. It's fun. It's very fun. Mind Wrench. Mind Stone. More Gutter Snipe. Oh, Lord of the Pit. Yeah, the Iconic Masters one, I don't like the art as much. I'm more of a fan of the original, Alpha. I think it's Alpha through 5th or 6th. Basically like my original revised ones. I prefer that art instead. And Duress. Always round it out with Duress. So, needless to say, 2018 had some very, very impressive cards, but that's not the most impressive thing from my trip. And I'm not even going to show that to you now. I'm going to show the second most impressive thing from my trip. That is this box. And what is this 25th anniversary cup? What's that all about? What kind of secrets could it behold? Oh, wait, nope, I've already taken it out. It's this. It's basically a Japanese tea mug, but it has the first 25 years of Magic cards with all the expansion symbols listed. So, you're not going to find Alpha, Beta, Unlimited, Revised on this. This is basically expansions once you get moving on, I believe from 6th. Because if you remember, the 4th edition cards show 1995, the 5th edition cards show 1997, And then 6 is the one where the basically first core set actually had any sort of symbols on it. So I'm not going to go through all of them, but you can see there's Arabian Nights, there's Antiquities, there's Legends, there's the Dark, there's Fallen Empires. Oh, I'm out of magic. There's Homelands, there's Ice Age, there's Alliances, there's Mirage, there's Visions, there's Weatherlight, there's Tempest, there's Stronghold, and there's Exodus, and then on and on and on through 25 years of Magic. And there's Champions of Kamigawa, more or less the time that I got back into Magic, basically playing it casually, and have been in it and probably didn't play competitive until around here. Probably not M14, probably Theros, Born of the God. No, probably Theros. That's probably actually when I started doing any sort of competitive Magic. But anyways, I digress. This is a cool thing just to have. It was some limited edition thing that they had last year, and I love it. I love it. This is just decorative and beautiful and just a reminder of so many good times. Because honestly, at some point in the future, even if I didn't have all of my cards, I could still look at this cup and see all these expansion symbols and just remember lots of good times with friends. So it's a very, very fun thing to have. So I'll just plop it in the middle there. So that's not the most impressive thing. The most impressive thing I now have to smash cut to. In 2017, my favorite Magic store in Japan, TCG Shoppu Explora, sadly closed its doors. Now, I had been there for a few years of shopping while on vacation or other business trips when I happened to stop by in the area, and I absolutely loved the store. Tenshu-san was just the best. It was a very, very fun local place to go. And being outside of Tokyo, it actually kind of helped for me because I could find things that were really, really overlooked and there for a good price and or in bulk bins. And it was just a very casual atmosphere, and I loved it. Now, what you saw in the previous picture as well as this one were a bonus. I didn't ask for these, but the store owner actually gave me the table playmats from the store. These aren't really thick like a mouse pad, kind of like the Ultra Pro playmats are, but instead it's a soft felt back cloth, very easy to launder, and it's a piece of history, and I'm touched. Now, what I did ask for, my friend asked me, I said, I want the flags. Is he willing to part with the flags? And basically every store in Japan, doesn't matter if it's a ramen place, doesn't matter if it's a Seiyu, basically the equivalent of Walmart. If it's a business in Japan that's on a street, chances are it has a flag. So what you're about to see are the actual flags from outside of the store. Maishu kinyo wa Magic no hi. So Magic stores, not all of them, but quite a few of them, and especially some of the ones that were older, at least around probably 5 or more years ago, they could get these flags for outside of their store. This was one of the 2 flags that was flapping outside of that store on any good day during sunny weather, advertising Magic outside of this place. I saw these every time I went to the store. I saw these every time I left the store. This is, in my opinion, sort of a key component to what makes a Japanese Magic store special compared to a typical American store, which is just basically a sign and a little placard up somewhere saying Magic played here. This is a slightly different version. This is the Japanese version. ここで遊べる! These are special. These are absolutely special to me. Because anyone can go online if they want and they can buy Black Lotus. They exist. They're rare, they're expensive, but the point is they exist. You can go to stores, you can go online, you can go to a GP, you almost will always see a Power 9 available for someone. The Magic flags, though, from Japanese stores, this is, in my opinion, one of the rarest of rare things. And the store owner was nice enough to give these to me. And I'm eternally grateful for these things because this is special. This was my favorite store, and it no longer exists. But I have a piece of its history, and for that I'm eternally grateful. And so now you know the most special part of my 2018 Magic card buying experience. It wasn't actually even buying cards. It was a very special memory and something that I'm gonna treasure because to me that's more valuable than cards. So I hope if you go on some sort of trip that you can find a bunch of stores that have excellent bulk bins or otherwise horribly, horribly undervalued cards because there are treasures to be found. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. If you want any tips or advice, I'm more than happy to give them. And until next time, good luck.